Steel Championship, a Crossout video by Dangerously Incompetent. Well, it's a bit late in the season, but the bug finally got me and I've started playing Steel Championship, playing the football. 3 against 3, jumpers for goalposts, off we go. Now it did take me a while to get into it. I tried it when it first appeared and then had a look at the deco on that, but when I was playing, I was finding, when me and an enemy harpooned the ball, 9 times out of 10, the ball ended up going the way they wanted to do it. They were dragging it off, and my skinner was just letting go, and I couldn't understand it, and it was very frustrating. But now, I know that when the enemies harpoon the ball, you can shoot the ball with the spike, and that will release their harpoon, and then you can harpoon it and drag it off and score a goal. And knowing that has made me a lot happier playing Steel Championship, so I'm playing it now. Here's some other useful tips and information I've garnered by playing. Remember, the harpoon, when you harpoon someone, you click the fire button again and it releases. And the ball is big and it's got quite a bit of mass and it can drag you around. And if you've harpooned the ball and then dragged it forwards and it's overtaking you and it's heading towards the goal, but you still got it harpooned, you will start slowing it down. So at that point, that's a good point to press the harpoon button again and release it and let it go on its merry way. And you can manage some quite funky slingshots by the ball going one way, you're going the other, you've harpooned it, and then you're both circling around each other, release it at the right time and off it goes. And with a bit of luck, you can score a goal that way. The spike is a high impact weapon and sends the ball rocketing off when you hit it. Use it to move the ball when it's a long way from you. In fact, using the spike, it's possible to score from the put-in before the ball has even touched the ground, and you'll see a lot of players shooting the ball as it falls from the ceiling. However, the spike does have quite a long reload, so use it judiciously, because otherwise it won't be there when you need it the most. The harpoon has also got a long reload, and if they're both reloading, you find yourself, well, what do I do now? Do I chase after the ball and try and hit it physically with my vehicle? No, what you do is you hit the enemy with your vehicle, because there's no penalties for fouling. You just foul, and foul again until you've reloaded, and then you can do something more useful. Steel Championship is definitely a game for gentlemen, played by hooligans. The championship is organised into leagues, and it's your points total which determines your league you're in. You can't drop leagues, which is good, because nothing's more frustrating than playing and then just dropping down a league again. But they've done away with that mechanic for their specials, pretty much, I think. It costs points to enter the game, and the amount of points it costs depends on the league, and the higher the league, the more points. But when you finish a game and you've won or you're lost and you've scored goals or you haven't, it doesn't tell you how the points are calculated. There's a score like you get on a regular match, but it's not broken down into how you got the score. I did presume that the score sort of governed how many points you got, but I don't think that's true. And I have had a higher score for a game we lost when I scored no goals, and I got a higher score than the game where we won, and I got 4 goals. I scored 4 goals, and I got a lower score. Unfortunately, I didn't keep a track of the points, because it doesn't tell you how many points you get, so it's a bit hard. Not really hard, but it's annoying. You got to remember your score, your points total before you went in the match. Then you got to remember you got taken however many off for the league, and then you add on for the game, and that way you can work out what points you got for the game. But are you confused about the scoring? Because I am. Unlike all the other battle modes, red doesn't designate the enemy. It designates the red team, which you might be on. And being on the red team confuses me, because in all the other battle modes, you see red, that's the enemy. A red marker, that's the enemy. I should shoot them. I often found myself shooting my team players because their vehicle's red, and they go, oh, red enemy, click, 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 kill them, kill them. Oh no, that's my side. Whoops. Yeah, so that's a bit annoying. What else? Oh, yeah, the Skinner and the Spike, both those weapons don't have much elevation, and you can look straight up, but you cannot shoot straight up. So bear that in mind if you're looking at the ball's bouncing around like anything. It's up in the air, and you go, I shall get no. You can't shoot up that much. You've got to move away to the side and lower the angle of attack. Quitting. Don't quit out of the game, match. Because there's an increasing, depending on how many times you quit out the match, time delay before you can play again. And that's to discourage pit players just coming in and go, oh, these guys are too good, I'm quitting, I'm out of here. But you still get, and I think it works to a degree, but you still get people getting disconnected and inactive players. I mean, they're not quitting out, they're just going, right, I'm not going to bother, I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea while the game finishes. Meh. Which is really frustrating, because if you lose a player, it's 2 against 3, and that's really crippling your chances of winning and scoring any goals. Quite annoying. And, well, the Steel Championship's been going for quite a while, and there's only, 9 days left? Or is it 8 now? I'll have to look it up. Duh. But anyway, not long, bit over a week ago. And at this point in the Championship, it's mostly the serious football fans who are still playing. You know, all the casuals have tried it and gone, yeah, it's alright, but I only want to make more scrap. Because you get scrap reward for the matches, but it's not a lot. Not a lot at all. Much less than you get for a 5-minute mission. Oh, and the matches are 5 minutes long, unless one team scores 5 more goals than the other, in which case the game ends. And the leaders win, obviously. And so, yes, to maximise your chances of playing against casuals, which you don't want to play against the real practiced pros, do you? Because that's just frustrating, because they're way better at it than you are. I'd play at the most popular time, which seems to be early evening. You can go in as a team, and that's really frustrating. Because you can see they're a team if they've got the same clan name. It's a reasonable bet they're on a team and they're talking to each other and they're cooperating, and one guy's staying back defending the goal, the other two pushing, or whatever their tactics are. And when you get that, you go, it's a team of people who are communicating and working in concert against me and 2 other random players. We don't stand a chance, do we? Nah, well, we do stand a chance, but it's much reduced. So that's a bit frustrating. But all in all, it's quite a bit of fun. Well, nice. It's always nice to have a change. And I've got the bug now, and I want to play it a bit more. And I want to play it for a bit more than a week, because I don't want to play it constantly. 4 hours in a day. That might get a bit tiring. There are other rewards other than a bit of scrap for playing Steel Championship. If you get to the top 2 leagues, there's these unique pieces of decor that are non-tradable, so no one else can have them. They're pure bragging rights, and of course reputation if you want that sort of thing. You also get badges for going up the leagues, pop, pop, pop. And with the badges you can craft stuff. You can't trade them in. You don't just trade them in. You need to craft them with, there it is, there you go, with a load of other resources. And you can get stuff which is tradable, and you get stuff which is not tradable. Poof. And there's a bit of decor, there's some lovely new paints, very 80s. I still want some of them. And then some stickers, some of which are not tradable, and then all these numbers, they're all tradable too. But don't go playing Steel Championship in order to get the badges, Steel Championship badges, in order to craft them, because most of these things, their price is lower than the cost to craft them. Ooh, and there's some more decor items that are not tradable. And if you really decide you really need badges, but you're having real trouble going up the leagues, remember in the challenges there's a daily challenge: finish 4 battles. You just have to finish. You don't have to score any goals. You don't have to win. You just have to play 4 battles. 20 minutes, off you go, and then you've got 100 badges, and you can do that once a day. The tradable paints that you can make in Steel Championship Tent, I reckon they're going to be a decent investment if you're that way inclined, because they're available now. They're coming into the game now, and their prices dropped from the initial, and it probably will drop further when Steel Championship ends for a short period of time. As the interest has dropped off, so that's less price pressure on the price. But then they've got a whole year and they're not coming into the game, so that'll mean scarcity and the prices will go up until Steel Championship comes around again. So maybe worth, and they don't take up any storage space, but it does lock up your money for quite some time, so only do that if you can really spare the coin. That's it for this video. One last thing to say. If you fancy playing Steel Championship with the great and famous Dangerously Incompetent, where's it gone? If you look in my garage and you see the bobble ball, then that's when I'm going to be playing. That means I'm playing Steel Championship at that time, if I'm on, of course. Well, I'll see you in the match, and may you score no goals against me, and I want to win. Cheers. See ya.